Hello and welcome to the channel, it's me, Kristofer Brooks. Right, my thought of the day is, when are people going to wake up? Right, we have the horrendous fires which are rife in Los Angeles at the moment, and people are probably thinking, oh, well, maybe not on this channel, but people in general are probably thinking, oh, but this is really bad, this is really terrible, such a tragic accident, or whatever you want to call it. And as you can see by some of the pictures from the aerial, from the helicopter aerial shots, you can see just how bad it is. So that, as bad as that is, I have this really bad burning feeling that this is all by design, much like it just seems that every tragic fire, earthquake, all happens in towns or cities where they plan to have 15-minute cities. So they're obliterating what's there so they can rebuild. And unfortunately, this doesn't seem to be any different, because let's have a look at this article. Now, as we can see from this article, they are also planning by the year 2028 to have Los Angeles as a smart city. So again, it's the same old rhetoric where things are getting destroyed, but there's a plan for why they're being destroyed so they can build back better. And if you look on here, it's this is dated July 2001. So these plans are well underway. You know, they've been dreamt up a long time before they actually come to fruition, and we're now seeing those plans in action with the desecration of the land and just pure chaos. Let's have a read of the article.
The city of Los Angeles has Olympic-level ambitions for its development as a smart city over the next 7 years. The city, which is set to host the 2028 Summer Olympics, recently released a smart city blueprint that outlines how it plans to evolve and become a more connected and equitable city in time for the Games. The plan was shared with members of the Los Angeles City Council in June. The plan envisions a city that is easy to get around without a car via a unified digital payment platform for metro rail, buses, bikes and shuttles. Ethical, proactive technology will help identify fire, violence or other risks to the health and safety of LA residents even before a 911 call.
Really? I think they could be doing with that now, couldn't they?
The city will deploy ubiquitous ultra-high-speed 5G connectivity across its environs. It calls for the deployment of smart wayfinding kiosks and 10,000 public electric vehicle charging stations. It's close enough to provide a target, but it's also far away enough to accomplish some pretty aggressive goals. LA CIO Ted Ross tells State Scoop about the plan. So the idea of electronic vehicle charging being spread across the city, that's not something you can do in a year. But it's certainly something that within the next 7 years, you could be in a very solid place to receive people with electric cars.
Yes, because electric cars is just what we need. How many of those keep catching fire and causing so much unneeded and unwarranted smoke? Unlike the good old petrol or diesel cars, which last forever and are far more beneficial to the environment, funny enough.
How LA plans to enhance its smart city capabilities. The plan outlines 5 components of LA's smart city visions, including infrastructure data tools and practices, digital services and applications, connectivity and digital inclusion, and governance. For each of those areas, the plan identifies the city departments that will be involved in implementing specific projects, as well as the strategic challenges and goals the city is setting. In infrastructure, for example, the plan identifies a lack of smart city situational awareness as a challenge, noting that there remains a lack of monitoring inventory, and situational awareness among our key utility systems, which can result in increased utility outages for the public and delays in restoration. The city will also need to deploy entirely new next-generation infrastructure to support emerging demands, including new fibre optic infrastructure, electric vehicle charging infrastructure, and alternative energy solutions.
Yes, good luck with that. They make it sound so easy, don't they? Like, oh, we can just do this really, really easily. But reality versus theory are few and far between.
To address these, the city calls for a series of goals to be met between now and 2028. For example, this year the city intends to develop an LA street lighting strategic plan, which includes strategies for shared Internet of Things sensor devices, remote monitoring, and design for new citywide street lamp while maintaining ownership and intellectual property. This year, it will also work to incentivize fibre optic build-out and by 2023 adopt an IoT policy that details the shared usage of sensors to avoid redundant IoT sensor networks that congest the urban environment. By 2024, the city intends to install 10,000 public electric vehicle chargers, and by 2026, it will build a public-private partnership for an open-source IoT integration platform to leverage public and private smart infrastructure.
Well, all I can say to that is, we've had 2024 and we are now in 2025. Do you think that they've hit the 10,000 target? Because I bet they haven't. And if they have, it's all going up in smoke. So,
Ross tells Statescoop that just because the milestones are in the plan does not mean they are final. There also isn't a price tag attached to the plan, though, as the publication reports, city officials have previously estimated that the 2028 Summer Games will cost Los Angeles about $7 billion to host the event.
So there you have it. What do you reckon? Do you think that these fires are just an act of God, or do you think that there's a little bit more at play here, given all the evidence that we've seen so far, not with just LA, but like I said, with the other countless cities all across the world, in the States and in Europe? I know I'm hedging my bets on the fact that this is planned, and it's about time people woke up and realised that this is planned. So let me know what you think in the comments. Look after yourselves, take care, and I will speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.